Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz on August 29, 2015, 11:47 p.m. And topic, God's hand of protection being moved. And this is part 5. And 14 days and counting to Harbinger Day. And I can say this up front and quick, that bothers me. It does. Um, it may nothing may happen that day. It could be a day that everything is absolutely normal, and it may happen the next day. But keep in mind the 11th is on Friday, and the 12th Saturday, 13th the Harbinger Day. I mean the Shemitah Day, Sunday here. So whatever happened either will happen in the form of a disaster of some type. It may not be an attack on the market at all. The harbinger may do in the stock market or start on it, and it has already started because we've lost 1,000 points in the last several days, and people seem very unconcerned. But yet, when you add up all the portfolios, it's gone down 3 trillion. It's a lot of money. And of course, all of them aren't people. You know, there's a lot of countries and there's a lot of people outside of our country that's got investments in there. Also in China, they're sort of tugging on us pretty hard, and that hurts us. But the overall dollar is still the number one currency, or the dollar is still the number one currency in this world, and it will be. I don't believe there will be time enough to change it over until well into the tribulation. And then, hey, there's only 7 years period of time there. But let me pick up where I dropped off a moment ago about where the people will go who, like you saw in Maryland and like you saw in Ferguson, that trashed part of the town by burning cars, burning stores and buildings, doing millions of dollars of damage for a black criminal, okay? And if they'll do that for a criminal, what will they do when you take money out of their pockets? They'll really get mad. Where they're going to go is they'll start in town. They'll start where they are, inner city. And they'll start rioting. It's like a tornado. Let's make it smaller. A dust devil you see out somewhere on a ball field. Start out there and give it 3 days, maybe give it 4, and then you see a tornado, a real tornado that's 6 miles across. In other words, these people now are 6 miles around the city and slowly moving outward. But when they're moving outward, then they start coming up against a lot of obstruction. A lot of things will be in their way, and they can't penetrate it. So that's the gun owners. I need to throw that in there, because when they reach certain places, these people will say, not me. And there'll be so many things going on, so many people being hurt, so many places been burned and destroyed. Calls will not get answered by the police. They'll not even take them unless some real high profile person is put in charge. Say Mike Hale of Jefferson County here in Birmingham, maybe he will be the only person that can tell his patrolman where to go. I don't know. But things are going to get bad. They're going to work outward. They'll start inner city. They're going to clean out convenience stores. I think that'll be the very first thing they do immediately. And I think that day won't pass and they will have entered the supermarkets. Give it 72 hours and there won't be a candy bar or a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk within 3 miles of the center of downtown of whatever city you live in. And the bigger the city, well, doesn't have to be big, say Ferguson again. 3 miles in all directions. They'll be cleaned out. And they'll meet resistance beyond that point. That 3 miles either way, that's 6 miles. They're going to start meeting resistance. And then they'll have to pick and choose because while they're hungry and stupid, they're not all stupid. They know how to dodge bullets, so they'll, stay away from that one. But there's going to be a lot of that. There'll be more of that than you can understand. You'll need some food. You'll need some food stored away. Doesn't matter if you go and if you buy as many gallons of the cheapest water you can find and as many boxes of oatmeal that you can find. Buy this stuff. If you have a place where you can hide it, you know that it won't be found unless you're able to protect it. Then, you may as well. If you don't have a great hiding place, then you can forget buying it. But I'd say have it on hand. Buy the cheapest. Buy anything you can buy that you put in water and heat it, and you have a little bit of food, chicken, anything, noodles or anything like that. And again, water, that'll be something, because eventually you're going to have power turned off. You have the gas turned off to your house. There'll be no internet. I mean, that may be the last thing to go, but TVs may be one of the first to go. And I don't know why, but I just believe that line of communication there will be interrupted. While internet may not be, it'd be hard for them to get a hold of a satellite. And as long as you got power, even by a generator, you'll have some internet, even if it's nothing but your cell phone. So make sure that you got water and as much dried food, anything like that. If you think you can have enough fuel to burn or to boil water, rice takes a long time to boil and get done. But beans, dried beans, rice, oatmeal, just any of these things. As many cans of food as you can afford to find or buy. Make sure you have a lot of matches, cigarette lighters, stuff like that. If you have a fireplace, make sure you got a lot of wood. If you don't, make sure you got a lot of wood. You're going to have to be able to fire somehow at some point in time. The gas may be turned off. Now, the reason I'm saying things in this manner is I do expect at some point in time, I don't expect it right away, but I do at a point in time where there's going to be a medium type EMP. And by that, I don't mean that half of this country will be taken out. I believe that selected cities could be taken out. The largest city first. So New York, Chicago, San Francisco, you guys, LA, and get a few cities dotted throughout the country, get Dallas. Selected cities will be taken out. When I mean taken out, I'm talking about a small, medium height, maybe a mile high EMP, um, it would only lead to a horrible world event if they were to take out the whole country, because this country, you can take out everything on the surface of the ground, but not what's under the ground. They'll release something, and if you release a dozen of these over a dozen, Russia, China, Japan, the counter action to that, in other words, their law of reciprocity will kick in fully at that time, and that will happen. So that would be a negative, in my opinion. So I don't think it will happen on a big scale. Gotta go, Jody Wolf Expoz.